The CEO woke up beside a single dad after a wild night. Neither of them remembered anything. The first thing Serena Vale noticed was the sunlight. Bright morning light poured through unfamiliar curtains and landed directly across her face. Her head pounded. Her heart raced. Nothing around her looked familiar. The expensive penthouse she called home was nowhere in sight. The room smelled faintly of coffee and laundry detergent, not luxury perfume and polished marble. Then she turned her head. A man was asleep beside her. For a moment, her breath stopped. Serena Vale, one of the youngest CEOs in the city, stared at the stranger. Panic rushed through her veins. She couldn't remember how she got there. She couldn't remember the previous night. She couldn't even remember leaving the charity gala she had attended. And then she heard a small voice from the hallway. A little girl giggled. The man beside her suddenly woke up with the same confusion in his eyes. If you believe kindness and second chances can change lives, please take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone you care about, and subscribe to Heart Tales for more emotional stories that stay with you long after they end. The man introduced himself as Owen Mercer, though he seemed just as shocked as Serena. He was a single father raising his 6-year-old daughter, Hazel. Neither of them could explain how Serena ended up in his modest suburban home. The pieces of the previous night were scattered and incomplete. Serena remembered attending a charity fundraiser during the afternoon. Owen vaguely remembered dropping off supplies for a community event. After that, everything became blurry. Embarrassed and overwhelmed, Serena left quickly. Her reputation mattered. As the CEO of a billion-dollar technology company, every move she made attracted attention. The last thing she needed was a scandal involving a stranger and a mysterious night neither could explain. But fate wasn't finished with them. A week later, Serena received shocking news. Her company was facing a public relations crisis. A major investor had withdrawn support after accusing the company of losing touch with ordinary families. Social media exploded with criticism. Stock prices began falling. Board members demanded immediate action. For the first time in years, Serena felt helpless. She had spent so much time building her empire that she had forgotten how disconnected she had become from real people. Meanwhile, Owen was fighting battles of his own. Every morning before sunrise, he worked 2 jobs to support Hazel. During the day he repaired air conditioning systems. In the evenings he delivered groceries. Bills piled up faster than he could pay them. Yet somehow he always found energy to smile for his daughter. Life had taught him resilience. Then one afternoon Serena unexpectedly saw him again. She was visiting a local community center as part of a public outreach campaign. There, helping children paint colorful murals on old walls, stood Owen. The sight caught her off guard. Unlike the executives and investors she usually surrounded herself with, Owen seemed genuine. The children adored him. Elderly residents greeted him by name. People trusted him. For reasons she couldn't explain, Serena stayed longer than planned. Over the following weeks, their paths crossed repeatedly. She began volunteering at the center. At first it was simply good publicity. But slowly something changed inside her. She listened to struggling parents who worked 3 jobs. She met children whose families couldn't afford school supplies. She learned about elderly residents choosing between medicine and groceries. And through it all, Owen remained the quiet force holding people together. Serena found herself watching him often. Not because of attraction. Because of admiration. He carried burdens that would crush most people, yet he never complained. One afternoon, while helping organize donated books, Serena noticed Hazel sitting alone drawing. The little girl carefully sketched a picture of herself holding hands with her father beneath a bright yellow sun. Above them she had written 3 simple words. My hero dad. The drawing broke something open inside Serena. Her own childhood flashed before her eyes. Her parents had been wealthy but emotionally distant. She had grown up surrounded by luxury yet starving for affection. Every achievement had been expected. Every mistake had been criticized. Success had become her shield against loneliness. That evening she sat alone in her office overlooking the city skyline. For the first time in years, the view felt empty. The skyscrapers, awards, and wealth suddenly seemed insignificant compared to the warmth she had witnessed between Owen and Hazel. Then another surprise arrived. Security footage from the charity gala finally surfaced. Serena and Owen learned what had happened that mysterious night. Neither had done anything scandalous. After leaving separate events, they had encountered a serious car accident near a highway intersection. Several people were injured. Both had stopped to help. They spent hours assisting emergency responders and comforting victims. Exhausted afterward, Serena suffered a severe migraine while Owen experienced dehydration after working all day in the summer heat. A volunteer who knew Owen had driven them both to his house to rest safely. They had fallen asleep from exhaustion. That was all. The mystery that haunted them for weeks suddenly disappeared. But something else remained. Their friendship. Months passed. The company crisis slowly improved as Serena launched new programs supporting working families and local communities. Employees noticed a difference. She listened more. She cared more. For the first time, her leadership came from empathy instead of ambition alone. Meanwhile, Owen's life took an unexpected turn. When the community center faced closure due to funding shortages, Serena quietly stepped in. She didn't attach her name to the donation. She didn't invite reporters. She simply helped. The center survived. Children kept their programs. Families kept their support network. And Owen never forgot it. One bright afternoon, nearly a year after that strange morning, the community gathered for a summer celebration in the park. Children ran across green fields. Music filled the air. Families laughed together under the warm sunshine. Hazel stood on a small stage holding a microphone. She nervously looked out at the crowd before reading a short essay she had written for school. It was about heroes. Many expected her to talk about movie characters or famous athletes. Instead, she spoke about her father. She described his sacrifices, his kindness, and the way he never stopped believing in people. Then she surprised everyone. She mentioned Serena too. She said heroes aren't always perfect. Sometimes they're people who learn how to care. Sometimes they're people brave enough to change. By the time Hazel finished, tears filled many eyes. Including Serena's. As she looked around the park, she realized something profound. Success wasn't measured by money. It wasn't measured by titles. It wasn't measured by how many people knew your name. Success was measured by the lives you touched while you were here. Before we reach the end of this story, tell us in the comments, have you ever received a second chance that changed your life forever? The sun slowly began setting over the park, painting the sky with shades of gold and orange. Serena watched families gathering together, children laughing, and neighbors helping one another. A year earlier she had awakened terrified in a stranger's home. Now she understood that sometimes life's most confusing moments lead us exactly where we need to be. A mystery had brought two strangers together. Kindness had transformed both their lives. And love, not romantic love, but the powerful love found in friendship, family, and community, had shown them what truly mattered. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Heart Tales. Your support helps us continue sharing stories that remind us all that kindness still exists in this world. Because sometimes the greatest miracle isn't finding the answers to a mystery. It's discovering a better version of yourself along the way.